I have had something stuck up the back of my nose all day that refuses to dislodge, and it's been very wretched. Anyways, release the Epstein files. Welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody.
I was going to try and think of a quick joke about, I don't know, cold or sickness or allergies or cancer, but...
Well, it's a thought that counts.
Yeah, the thoughts were not quick enough. Welcome to Under the Bridge.
I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll, pronouns he, him.
And I am Greg, aka Greg, also pronouns he, him.
And this is our podcast where we talk news of the pop culture variety. Sometimes comic news, sometimes gaming news, pretty much always movie news, and also pretty much always a movie review. So make sure to ring the like button, smash that bell, and share the video around if you're into that sort of thing, because it helps us out, and we appreciate it.
Indeed, smash that like button and the subscribe button like Cody smashes tables when he watches FOURRRRRRR.
Yeah, it's been a minute, though, I'm happy to say.
Yeah, I am also personally very happy to say that, too.
It's been a minute since I've had to watch FOURRRRRR, that's for sure.
Indeed.
So I don't have video game news per se, but I've got news that's video game adjacent. Which is
Boy.
We now have casting for Link and Zelda in the upcoming live-action Legend of Zelda film.
Oh yeah, that's right. We even got like an official picture from a scene from Nintendo themselves.
Yeah, Benjamin Evan Ainsworth is playing Link, and Bo Bragason is playing Princess Zelda. I do not know them from anything as far as I know.
I get the feeling it's probably one of their first major roles.
They've had other stuff apparently, it's just not anything I'm overly familiar with at all. Which, I guess to be fair, that's a good way to go. You don't have a lot of expectations of how a performance is going to go if you start with two up-and-comers, you know?
Right.
And they certainly look the part. It depends on the Zelda incarnation, obviously, but I mean, I could see this being a solid, maybe even Ocarina of Time? Like, I could see this being an Ocarina of Time, Link and Zelda.
I kind of buy Zelda a little bit more than Link, but it's also mostly the hair, because Link's hair is usually a bit more of a lighter tone.
Yeah, he's usually a little more blonde, isn't he?
Yeah.
But you can't have Link and Zelda looking too similar, otherwise people will start to talk, you know?
It's almost a thing of, like, again, coming from some of the horrible shit I have had to read on the internet, it's like, well, this is a very Japanese story, isn't it?
Who knew Hyrule was in Alabama the whole time? Banjo intensifies.
Indeed. One of the best, worst things I've ever spoiled myself on is the story of the first Drakengard video game. Because I got to a point in that game where I was just super frustrated with not being able to progress very far. So I just went, okay, what happens in the story of this? Because it's a whole thing of how we have to rescue this princess while we're cursed and losing basically some number of our bodily functions. And apparently, later in the story, it does go full Alabama. All right.
Oh. Now I forget, this is related to Nier?
What, Drakengard?
Yeah.
Yes, one of the endings in Drakengard 1 is canonically the start of the Nier universe.
Holy shit.
So, spoilers for people who haven't played Drakengard 1, which I want to say came out in 2005. So, spoilers for a PS2 JRPG, or, well, not really JRPG, more like action RPG. Anyhow, it does have multiple endings, and one of the endings results in the main character and the dragon that's your partner throughout the game going through a portal and ending up in modern-day Tokyo, and they are flying in Tokyo airspace and get shot down by the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force. And that's what starts the Nier universe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, these are weird games. They are very strange games.
Clearly.
Yes.
Huh. No, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Bring it on. I'm a little upset that Hunter Schafer wasn't cast, if only because I wanted to watch all the worst parts of the internet lose their shit in the funniest way possible. But the point was also made to me that Hunter Schafer would probably work really well for specifically a Twilight Princess Legend of Zelda adaptation, and I can see it. And assuming they're not specifically going with Twilight Princess, which I don't see why they would be for the first Legend of Zelda movie, then yeah, okay, save it for later.
Yes, indeed. Who do you think they're going to get to play, why am I blanking on this man's name? This antagonist.
Jack Black.
Oh, Oh, that could be. I mean, it wouldn't be a good casting choice, but the memes would be legendary.
Just pulls out his sword, skadoosh. No, but actually get Keanu Reeves.
I can see that. I can see that a little bit.
It's still not a great idea, but it's better than Jack Black.
Yes.
No, but actually, you know, part of me wants to say John Malkovich, but
As Ganon.
then again, I feel like you probably want somebody of a different ethnicity than white for Ganondorf, just because of how he's typically portrayed in the games. I mean, obviously the Gerudo don't directly correspond to any real-life race, but for the sake of diversity in casting, it's probably better to swing that direction.
Dwayne Johnson.
No! Absolutely not!
But you can see it a little bit, can't you?
I'd take Robert Downey Jr. over that. Ganon Doom.
Wouldn't it be something if they did a role swap, so Downey is Ganondorf and The Rock is Doctor Doom?
I hate that about as much as I hate what we've currently got. Actually, you know what? No, I hate The Rock as Doctor Doom more. It's still a terrible pick, but at least Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor.
Right.
Well, jury's out on the Smashing Machine, I guess. Hating Dwayne Johnson still occupies a huge segment of my personality right now, let me tell you.
I mean, I feel bad because it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, maybe this piece of his haterade pie is going away. And then I see the trailer for Smashing Machine, just like, shit, I have to tell Cody about this.
Yeah.
And part of me is glad I did.
We also got some DC news, comics-wise. They've announced a new event.
Oh boy.
And it's called DCKO.
Everybody dies?
No, apparently it's a wrestling tournament or something.
Oh god.
For the fate of the multiverse.
Ooh, alright. All the people who make power lists and tier lists and stuff like that, they are frothing at the mouth at this. They have bets going. There's some kind of underground gambling ring on how this plays out. I spent years reading comics and making YouTube videos about power tier lists for DC. This is my time, goddammit.
And then Superman gets knocked out round 1.
That would be just perfect. Legitimately be great.
Yeah, it would. So the summary. Heroes will rise. Legends will fall. It's time for a cosmic throwdown!
Ding, 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 ding.
DC today announced its next comic book event by co-architects Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder. DCKO. This fall, the gloves come off as the greatest superheroes in the universe enter the arena in a thunderous tournament where the stakes are sky high and the cost of victory may be too steep to bear. Starting in October, this publishing event puts heroes to the ultimate test of strength, loyalty, and knockdown drag-out brawls. Which 32 fighters will enter the Tournament of Champions? Who will rise to the brackets and rival Darkseid against his ever-growing Omega powers? And what sinister secrets lie at the absolute heart of Apocalypse? Get ready for the most fun you'll have all year, in parentheses, at a death tournament.
Calling it now, Polka Dot Man takes the W.
They said heroes. I don't think Polka Dot Man's gonna be involved.
Oh, is it only heroes? Are there no, villains or, any B-list characters mixed in?
Well, I didn't say it wasn't any B-listers.
Just all heroes, though.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Apparently the problem is Darkseid's gotten too powerful and they need somebody to be crowned King Omega to take the fight to him to save the future, but I don't understand it. Apparently Darkseid reabsorbed all of his multiversal facets of himself into him, and now he's basically extra strong.
Okay.
I don't know how any of it works. I don't understand.
I mean, it sounds like excuses to make a DC hero wrestling tournament arc. That's what it sounds like more than anything else.
I mean, maybe there are some villains here. I think I see Cheetah. She's definitely not a hero.
I can only assume that Harley Quinn is mixed in.
I'm not seeing her.
Oh, really?
She's not front and center, at least.
Okay, as I say, that's genuinely a shock.
I think I see Swamp Thing, maybe? That's Black Lightning, Power Girl, Firestorm. Oh, Plastic Man! Hell yeah, we're in it!
Okay.
I'm putting it all in on Plas! Can't stop me.
What is Plastic Man's thing? Is he made of plastic?
Basically, yeah. Batman's afraid of him.
Batman is afraid of him.
Batman is afraid of Plastic Man.
I find that very difficult to believe.
Even Superman can't kill him. If Plastic Man put a mind to it, he could stomp the entire Justice League, basically.
Superman has heat vision. He could just melt him until his body turns into melted, oily goo.
Yeah, and then when Superman ran out of solar energy, Plastic Man would reform and kick his ass.
Huh.
The only things that stop Plastic Man are extreme heat and extreme cold, and those won't kill him. In at least one storyline, I don't remember if it was canon to the main universe or not, he spent 3,000 years scattered around the bottom of the ocean in particle form, and was no worse for the wear when they put him back together.
That's actually wild. That's a little insane.
You don't fuck with Plastic Man, alright?
Hmm.
Let me tell you the truths of the universe. Superman is a good guy. Batman loves beating the shit out of poor people, and you don't fuck with Plastic Man. I lied about that second one, but the other two are true.
I mean, he probably doesn't love beating up poor people, but it seems like most of the time he beats up poor people, it has to be said.
I'm sure he'd love to beat up rich people, too. I think Batman would beat anybody up if he got the opportunity.
Batman's hands are rated E for everyone.
Yeah. Anyways, I got some Godzilla news.
Oh boy.
Apparently, Toho is working on 3 different Godzilla films currently, according to a report from Bloomberg.
Okay.
2 of them are sequels to Godzilla -1 and also Shin Godzilla, which I think we knew a -1 follow-up was already happening.
Yeah, I feel like it's been talked about on and off pretty much since the movie originally came out.
Is that Godzilla 0, or does it work backwards and now we have -2?
I would hope it would be 0. 0 would make more sense.
Godzilla 1.
Oh, that would bug me immensely if they call it Godzilla 1. If they call it Godzilla, but the I is replaced with a 1.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, you know what? I don't know if they would do that because they would probably want to work the kanji in some level, but I could see that. If there's like a Western marketing team for it, I could see them doing that with it.
Yeah.
I will say, because I'm still upset that I didn't get the chance to do this, if the sequel to -1 comes out and it's solid, and they have a black and white showing, I will do everything in my power to see the black and white showing.
Same. That sounded exciting.
Yeah. I think it was a limited theater release anyway.
Yeah. So, that's interesting. The Shin Godzilla sequel, I never finished Shin Godzilla because I found the creature design too fucking stupid. I was not a fan of it, just flopping around like a weird goddamn eel, but...
Flop, 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 flop.
And then apparently there's also a still untitled Southeast Asia-focused Godzilla project.
Godzilla by way of BTS. Oh my god. Oh man, I hate that I said that, because now my mind is just racing with ideas.
Just a Godzilla boy band, and I need a boy band made up of Godzillas.
No, not so much that, but there being a BTS concert, Godzilla shows up, and he gets in with the act.
Oh god.
He has lines to sing and everything. I don't know if there's any screams or any yells in BTS music, because I don't really listen to their music at all. But there's just like a scream moment, and Godzilla gets in it, and he just puts out the atomic breath.
Or it's like that old Hanna-Barbera cartoon with that group of I don't remember what they were, but one of them, I think they could summon Godzilla somehow, like they had some kind of Godzilla whistle.
Oh my god.
Just do that, but it's BTS soundtrack.
Oh. Oh damn. Oh, that's terrible. That's cursed. I guess it's what it feels like when you say or hear something and then your brain just comes up with material right then and there.
Also interesting, allegedly, according to early reports at least, this third film won't feature Godzilla, but will focus on one of his iconic foes like Mechagodzilla or Rodan.
Huh. Okay.
Give me Rodan! Do it, you cowards! Where's he been in the Monsterverse?
Yeah, that's fair. I still haven't seen where Mechagodzilla shows up in the Monsterverse, so I need to fix that at some point.
Oh, right, you still haven't seen Godzilla vs. Kong.
I know Mechagodzilla shows up, I just don't know the context of it.
Yeah. We gotta fix that. Good thing it's on the list.
Indeed.
Let's see. Let's go with DC.
Alrighty.
So, now it's time for From the Barrel of James Gunn. Thanks. I mean, I have the sound effect, but thanks.
I'm here to help. I'm doing my part. I didn't do fucking shit.
So, I got some bad news, some good news, and some ugly news.
Oh boy.
The ugly news is that whoever was writing The Authority has now jumped ship to a different mystery project.
They did not respect their authority.
Apparently not.
Aw.
So that's kind of crushing, especially because if you saw our review of Superman, one of the few things about it that I wasn't a huge fan of was their portrayal of the Engineer. So I was kind of looking forward to an Authority movie, hopefully making the character a little more in line with the comics, or at least a little... I don't want to get too deep into it because this isn't about Superman, but...
But we can make it about Superman. We can spend another hour talking about Superman if you press us on it.
Let me tell you, I'd almost rather do that than the movie I saw this week, but we'll get into it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, Gunn phrased it in a positive sense. The writer moved on to another movie in the DCU that I think he's really killing at right now. So that's neat. There's rumblings that the Superman adjacent but not a sequel project that Gunn's apparently working on might just be The Authority itself, because he did call that a passion project. So maybe he'll end up stepping in and directing and writing The Authority himself. In which case, cool, bring it. I'm about it. Go for it. We also have confirmation that, although the movie hasn't been canceled, Luca Guadagnino is not going to be directing Sergeant Rock.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, they're still looking at it. Gunn said he's still hugely excited to make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's believed that maybe part of the problem was button heads over who was going to be the lead. Rumblings are that Guadagnino wanted Daniel Craig, but the studio might have wanted Colin Farrell because he was a little bit cheaper.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, I like Colin Farrell. But if you asked me to pick between the two, I would honestly put my money behind Daniel Craig.
I don't know, for a Sergeant Rock movie, based on my very limited understanding of the character as a World War II American soldier, I think Colin Farrell could pull that off better than Daniel Craig could.
That's fair. I don't know. I know Daniel Craig can do several accents, but my brain does, unfortunately, for better or worse, go back to his very stereotypical Louisiana drawl in the Knives Out movies.
Yeah, that doesn't really do it for me I don't have any huge attachment to Sergeant Rock, but based on the little bit that I've seen, most of which is from Dark Knight's Death Metal, I don't think Craig's got it. I don't think he's got it.
That's fair. That's fair and valid.
But we do have a positive update, which is that apparently Swamp Thing is not dead.
Yay.
Yeah, when asked for an update on James Mangold's Swamp Thing movie, he said, "We talked to James the other day. No, he hasn't delivered a script. He's been distracted with his billion of movies. We're talking about it again."
Very good. Hey, I know your workload is really horrible, but do you want to talk about this one project again? He's like, alright, fine if you must.
Sir, please, they're sending me angry letters. They're demanding Swamp Thing. I'm begging you, I haven't seen my family in years. I'm not allowed to until Swamp Thing gets made. We keep placating them, we keep showing them clips from Wes Craven's Swamp Thing, but they're starting to catch on. They're going, these production values look remarkably cheap and from the 80s. Are you sure this is a new movie? And we're saying, yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir, but they're catching on. Look, they were stupid enough to cancel Batgirl and Coyote vs. Acme, but they're catching on. They're learning.
They're figuring it out. That actually kind of segues decently into the thing. I don't know if you had more from the Barrel of James Gunn.
Nope, that was it.
For the first time in my life, this past week, I actually heard his voice. He was the featured guest on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which is like an NPR talk news show. It's a very funny show. But first off, the man's voice does not match how he looks in the slightest. But going from that, he was, they asked him about being a writer, working on these movies, being a comic book nerd and all that. And they asked him, one of the things that we've noticed is that you're very good at handling social media when it comes to people who are really deep into these movies. Do you have a strategy or anything like that, or does it come from years of experience? He just basically said, he's like, I think I just don't care.
I respect it.
I think he said something along the lines of, I could be getting this wrong, but I think he spent something along the lines of I spent so much time interacting with people on social media when it comes to comic book stuff that I just stopped caring what they think. I'm just here to kind of talk about what I can talk about as honestly and as genuinely as I possibly can, and whatever comes from that is what comes from that.
All right.
You know what? I respect that, and that does honestly explain a lot.
Let's move over to Marvel stuff, in which case I'm going to lead with some news that sounds bad but isn't as bad as you might think.
They got Dwayne Johnson to play Dr. Doom after all!
No, shut up. Get out of here with that. How dare you?
It would be very funny. I genuinely hope this doesn't happen, because there's no way they would be able to recover from it. But wouldn't it be something if they do pull a Fast and Furious 10 Part 1 ending where, oh, by the way, he's here?
No, it wouldn't be funny. It'd be emotionally devastating.
I mean, it would be funny to me personally.
Yeah, I bet. Anyways, Beyond the Spider-Verse got delayed again.
Oh, did it now? Oh yeah, I saw that this week.
But only by 3 weeks.
Okay.
It's now coming out June 25th, 2027. Apparently the idea is to wait until basically all schools are out.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah! Woo, what's a few more weeks? You remember when that movie was supposed to come out this year?
I was getting ready to actually say something. It's like, remember when that movie was slated to come out just a few months after the previous one?
Oh yeah, was it originally 20? What was it supposed to come out originally?
I want to say it was supposed to come out within 9 months of the previous movie.
It was originally supposed to come out March 2024, and then March 2025, and now here we are, June 2027.
Yeah. You know, it's not like animators are people and have lives and health and shit and need to actually be alive to do their job.
I'm not mad at the fact that it's delayed. I mean, I guess I'm a little mad, but I'm not mad at why.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd stop announcing shit if they're gonna just push it back.
Yeah. You know, make sure you have all of your eggs in the basket. Like, of course, shit happens, so, you know, if it's under one of those categories, then sure. But don't go, oh, it's gonna come out a year later. Oh, no, it's been pushed back a good bit. Okay, no, it's actually gonna be like 3 years or 2 years later than we anticipated.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Verse stuff, one side effect of the animated Spider-Man movie still going on is that apparently that means that Miles Morales is off limits to the MCU.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Kevin Feige has confirmed that Sony has their brilliant, genius, incredible Spider-Verse animated franchise. Yeah, pull the other one. Really work the shaft, Feige. And until that finishes, we've been told to stay away.
Oh, so I guess that means we don't get another, like, Donald Glover cameo.
I mean, we could get Donald Glover. He's not Miles. He's just the Prowler.
Is the Prowler, like, linked to Miles, though? Aren't they linked pretty deeply?
He's his uncle.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the Prowler's a villain independent of Miles. You can have...
Yeah, but I could also see Sony being petty enough to be like, nope, you don't get the Prowler either. He is tied to Miles, but he's just...
He was literally in the first Spider-Man movie.
Do you think Sony cares? I could see them being that petty, honestly.
I'm just saying, he's already done it before. We got some actual Spider-Man good news, though. One, Feige has confirmed that John Bernthal's Punisher is going to be in it, which we already knew was confirmed, but hey, it's good to hear it from the man himself. But, here's my favorite part.
Paul is fucking dead.
Oh god, I wish. No, the real news is that he confirmed that it's gonna be Spider-Man dealing with street-level crime as opposed to world-ending events.
I'm okay with that.
Thank fucking god if I never have to deal with a Spider-Man multiverse again. I've been here before. I've talked it to death. I just want Spidey fighting fucking Big Wheel or something, alright? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Good god.
Up until now, the answer was evidently yes. Yes, it was.
Also, more good news. Blade, don't worry guys, it's still happening, allegedly.
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 We still have to have the little asterisk there.
I mean, yeah, he said they're still working on it. Apparently it's currently set for modern day. They've had a couple of different script iterations that were set as period pieces, and then a couple more that were modern day. It's currently modern day. He was talking about the setbacks, and he said, we didn't want to simply just put a leather outfit on Mahershala Ali and have him start killing vampires. It had to be unique, and it fell right into the time when we started pulling back and saying, only accept insanely great, and it wasn't insanely great at the time. Valid.
Yeah, I'll take that. Just need a trailer to come out.
Eventually, yeah. Because he also was talking about what happened with the multiverse saga and kind of the content bloat, and that he feels like part of what went wrong with Thunderbolts and why, despite the critical acclaim, it wasn't really performing that well is because of the audience perception that you'd have to watch a bunch of TV shows to see who half these characters are, which I don't think is accurate. I think it's only U.S. Agent. The rest of them were all from the movies.
Right.
I think, yeah, no, I don't. You had one. He did mention that it hit the Marvels pretty hard though, which makes sense considering 2 of the 3 characters really only had their major stuff happen in TV shows. But more specifically, he said, "We produced 50 hours of stories between 2007 and 2019, but in the 6 years since Avengers Endgame, we've had well over 100 hours of stories in half the time. That's too much."
Right.
Related to that, it sounds like they're scaling back to they're only doing about 1 TV show a year in the future, and it's not necessarily going to connect to the movies, but it also doesn't mean they're completely disconnected because, again, Punisher and Spider-Man. Hell yeah.
That sounds like it might have the potential to be kind of a, I almost want to say like season 1 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. situation then. I can't hate that because that first season was fire, so if it's that level of quality, I'll absolutely take that.
No. Season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was fire, but not really because of the tie-ins, except the Winter Soldier one, but that one made sense because it was S.H.I.E.L.D. related.
Yeah.
Now here's something where I think he's just wrong, and or full of shit.
It could be both.
He was talking about the decision to move away from Kang.
Oh boy.
And apparently, even as Quantumania came out, he said, "We'd started to realize that Kang wasn't big enough, wasn't Thanos, and therefore they were already discussing pivoting to Doctor Doom before...
Oh, no.
Before the whole Jonathan Majors thing came out.
I don't buy that for a second.
I don't believe you, and also, what the fuck? These are apples and oranges. You didn't have Thanos debut that... I guess, to be fair, it did take a whole phase for... No, it didn't take a whole phase for Kang to show up, because he first got teased in Loki, and then he showed up in Quantumania and actually had a major role, something Thanos didn't do until it was his time to shine. If you'd stuck with Kang, you could have recovered it, 100%. Maybe just cut out the stadium of screaming Jonathan Majors. That was a little silly.
That was a little silly. Insert me getting it wrong that he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah. Anyways... Even if Kang wasn't the pick, Doctor Doom was also not the pick because it's too fucking late, alright? And by too late, I mean, it's too early because you haven't set him up, and therefore it's too late to make him the big bad of a saga.
Yeah, I think I had also more appreciation for Kang than Doctor Doom originally. Of course, I understand how the things that happen with Jonathan Majors will throw a wrench into any plans, but it was a thing of I was still kind of looking forward to Kang because I feel like Doctor Doom is a very much known quantity for people who are outside of comics. Like, you know, hell, there's a rapper who was very popular on the underground scene who made people aware of Doctor Doom. I appreciate immensely what they did with Thanos and what they could have potentially done with Kang, because while I understand that they're major villains within the realm of comic books, they don't have, and please correct me on this if I'm wrong, they didn't have as much reach in the pop culture side of things outside of the world of comics. And with how Infinity War and Endgame went, I definitely think that brought in a lot more interest in Thanos. So I was interested to see what would happen with Kang on that front.
Yeah, man, up until 2012, nobody who had heard of Thanos had ever had sex. Okay?
Damn.
I'm including myself in that burn, alright? Settle down.
I know.
Settle down.
I know, but still. Damn, you gotta go after we're talking scorched universe policy. Half of all living beings.
I'm only making that joke specifically to make the people who are gonna get mad at it mad. Your self-worth is not tied to whether or not you've had sex. And if you believe otherwise, that's part of why you haven't. So...
Right. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man. Where was I going with this?
Something. Anyone who knew about Thanos before 2012 didn't have sex.
Right. The
Right.
Virgin Keepers of Lore. Oh man, I'm gonna move on to a different thing.
Hark back to the time when you told me about they're making a Black Panther movie, and I just have like, I'm sorry, what did you say? It's like, no, not those Black Panthers, a different one. What do you mean a different one? The only other one is the animal.
No, there's a guy. He's in a suit. He's in a cat suit. All right, I swear, it's cooler than you think.
Oh, sure.
That's funny. Anyway, he's also teased that a more comic accurate, younger set of X-Men is coming after Secret Wars. Which,
Alrighty.
yeah, no fucking shit. I thought you were gonna have Hugh Jackman do it until he fucking crumbled into dust. Which they're probably still gonna do anyway.
They'll have him doing this until he turns 90.
Till you're 90.
How soon do you think we'll get Jean Grey?
Well, they didn't confirm Famke Janssen for Doomsday, which that doesn't preclude her from being in Secret Wars. I think she'll be in the first X-Men team, or maybe not, because the thing is, if you're doing Jean Grey, it's because you're probably going to do Phoenix, and they've already done Phoenix twice, and I feel like you kind of really need to give it a lot of time before people are willing to take a third stab at that fucking train wreck. So, it might be a while. He also briefly touched on the idea of a reboot coming after Secret Wars, and he said, "Reboot is a scary word. Reboot can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Reset, singular timeline, we're thinking along those lines. X-Men is where that will happen next."
Okay.
So, yeah, they're gonna do a thing. They're gonna be like, yes, this world didn't have mutants in Fantastic Four, but now it does, and maybe also we recast some people who left. Like, maybe there's a new Black Widow, maybe there's a new Hulk, because Mark Ruffalo's getting kind of old for this shit.
Oh man, he is up there, isn't he?
Maybe we brought back Tony and Steve, who knows? Completely undo all of that. Who gives a fuck? Multiverse, baby, except maybe not anymore. Woo.
Woo, indeed. Ugh.
Yeah, very mixed bag of things there. Very mixed bag.
Hmm.
And they're not at San Diego Comic-Con this year, so we're not getting anything else.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, what are they gonna do? Fantastic Four's out, and then they got nothing for like a year and a half. Well, maybe a year. I guess, unless Spider-Man moves. And if Spider-Man doesn't move, that's still on Sony to show off.
Right.
Let's go to trailer time.
Let's do trailer time.
It's trailer time again. We've got movie previews to watch. It's trailer time again. So, we got a trailer, finally, for Mortal Kombat 2. And, I hate it.
So, it's funny, because when I saw it pop up on my feed, I thought it was a sequel to Mortal Kombat 1, the video game. So I was like, oh shit, they're already moving on to a sequel? Okay, I thought they were still doing, like, content and support for the re-release, or the soft reboot, but it's like, yeah, we'll watch this, and boy howdy did I just get more disappointed the longer I watched it.
Real glad we're doing this. Total normie has to learn how to fight in this death tournament again, like we did last time, I think. Full disclosure, I don't fucking remember what happened in the Mortal Kombat film that came out earlier this decade. I do not recall. I recall hating every bit of it. No, that's about it.
That's it. That's all it is.
I might even be mixing some of it up with that one Saint Seiya film adaptation I saw that was terrible. What was it called? You remember the one.
Do I?
I mean, you didn't see it, but I talked some mad shit about it. It was one of the worst things I saw that year, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on.
Was it Knights of the Zodiac?
Oh, that's right. There was like a Mortal Kombat adjacent film, wasn't there?
No, that wasn't Mortal Kombat adjacent. That was Saint Seiya. But I'm now mixing the two up in my mind. It was Knights of the Zodiac. It was Knights of the Zodiac. Yeah.
It was Knights of the Zodiac. Okay.
I am conflating these two movies in my mind because my disdain for them is, I think, at this point, just about equal.
Ouch. No, not that. Just looking at the budget versus box office for Knights of the Zodiac.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Shout out to all the sex havers out there.
Jesus Christ. So the movie.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 2. Hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's especially frustrating because even though I am not deep in Mortal Kombat lore or anything like that, it is one of those things where you can tell that the marketing or whoever was like, we're losing people with this trailer. I can already tell we're losing people with this trailer. What do we do to get people back? We use nostalgic voice lines from the video games in just stupid ways. The get over here was just... It just felt completely out of place, honestly. Like, I know that's a line from that character, but the way it's used in the scene and all that just feels completely out of place. And also chief amongst which being Johnny Cage just like sliding underneath the fire rope, and it's just Mortal Kombat. Like, we know, we watched the trailer. It's 3 minutes of our lives we will never get back.
And the finish him.
Yeah. I think it's different for me personally because I don't really get into the game, so it's just like, this doesn't feel great.
And also, Kano's back. Didn't he? I'm pretty sure he died. Not that I think that means anything in this fucking series, but...
Yeah, I did. I remember seeing something when I looked at the movie subreddit responses to it. Apparently there is supposed to be an explanation for why he's back, because he did die in one of the previous movies, or in the previous movie, rather. Yeah. Couldn't tell you what it is, because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, same, pretty much. I will watch this if I have no other option, or if I'm having a profoundly shitty week and hate myself and need to take it out on something else.
I feel like that would be one where if both of us watch it, we need to go out of our way to somehow try and watch it in an empty movie theater.
Like, go watch it at, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night. It's like, are you miserable? Yeah, I'm also miserable. Let's just go watch this shitty Mortal Kombat, hope and pray that nobody shows up, and just sit there and make fun of it. Because we're not going to pay any attention to it.
Yeah, that's about the only way we're going to handle that.
Right.
We also got a trailer, and this is probably the only other one I'm going to talk about, because we also got trailers for Nobody 2 and Predator Badlands. They're both fine. But, you know, hate drives the algorithm. So, Tron Ares.
Man, 9 Inch Nails is really carrying my interest in this.
It's such a shame.
Yeah.
I love the aesthetic. I'm so intrigued by the idea of elements from the grid spilling out into the real world, causing havoc, and of bigwig tech corporations trying to use that for their own ends, like creating soldier programs. It's a shame that this whole thing is based around it being carried by Dr. Mechanical Morbius at your service.
Yeah. Also, just want to quickly point out, it might be a stock sound, but the sirens used by the police cars in the trailer are also the siren sounds from the 2005 Need for Speed Most Wanted. Just
No kidding.
That was extremely distracting when I watched the trailer. I just hear the sirens, that's the siren sound from Need for Speed Most Wanted. That is hella distracting right now.
Damn.
Yeah. Also, watching an F-35 get its wings cut off by those light streams was kind of neat. In all seriousness, I'm in the same thing with you, because I barely remember the previous Tron movie, but I love the aesthetic. I love the tone and the vibe and everything they're going for. The shot of all the Tron soldiers coming from what I can only describe as the mothership, and their trails just going all across the city, that was really fucking cool. And the music is great, but it's still Jared fucking Leto.
Who does he have dirt on?
Yeah, honestly.
What does he know about the Epstein files to keep getting work? Release them, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
That's a callback, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years.
So is the list.
Anyways, yeah. There's a part of me that just genuinely wants to see this just because of the music, and that's pretty much it.
I want to see it because I like the aesthetics of Tron, and I don't think Jared Leto's enough to scare me away, but he's doing his best to try. Also, Jeff Bridges is back, and he's purple.
He is purple.
I don't know what that means. I don't think I've ever seen purple in these before.
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, what is purple but a synthesis of red and blue? Blue representing the peaceful grid, and red seemingly representing the more combat-oriented programs. So maybe this is sort of a Gestalt Jeff Bridges?
He's the Grey Jedi.
He's a Grey Jedi, Kevin Flynn. I love it. Let's go to box office.
Let's do the box office.
I did see the highest grossing movie domestically this weekend. Last weekend. It's still Superman.
Good.
Yeah! $57.25 million domestic weekend, $235 million domestic total, $406.8 million worldwide. It's now being estimated the movie could end up somewhere in the $640 to $700 million range.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not doing as well overseas as it is domestically, but also to be fair, unlike Man of Steel, I think it either didn't release in China, or is having significantly less success there, in part because the Chinese government is trying to move away from importing foreign films and trying to get their own in-house film stuff off the ground, so...
Yeah, case in point, the highest grossing... And I was shocked to find this out. The highest grossing movie this year is a Chinese family movie that I literally did not hear anything about and only heard about like a few days ago, that apparently has grossed $2 billion.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even remember if it got a domestic release. It was a very small one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $20.8 million domestically, and the rest of that, basically $2 billion, is foreign, which means most of it's in China.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty crazy, honestly.
So, we were gonna go see Eddington, but then, in our own ways, and I'm not gonna share details, but we both had profoundly shitty weeks, I think.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty damn well.
You more than me, obviously, but it was still a situation of, both of us kind of went, we don't really feel like sitting down watching a 2.5-hour pandemic-era drama that speaks to the deterioration of our mental health as a society as a result of this pandemic, and probably also, to an extent, the radicalization against each other caused by that pandemic and other environmental and societal factors. That's a real fucking bummer.
Yeah.
So...
It's a bummer with a dope-ass cast, and that's the worst part.
Yeah. So we didn't go see that, because I didn't feel like being depressed watching that for 2.5 hours. I settled for a roughly 2-hour I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. Which also made me depressed, but in a different way.
Did it help in the depression because it was just announced that there's going to be a Call of Duty crossover with that movie?
That made me mad to hear. Anyways, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Don't get me wrong, it made me mad to see. I'm like, it just came out! The movie's been out for a week! Crossover! It's just like, what the fuck?
So I Know What You Did Last Summer took third place domestically. It took in $13 million domestically this weekend. It's sitting at $24.6 million worldwide.
Hmm.
And its budget, which I'm just looking up now... was 18 mil, so it's very likely to turn some kind of a profit. Probably nothing crazy, but at least a little bit. Because it's already over its regular budget. So, yeah.
I mean, how much marketing was there for this movie? Because outside of the one trailer we watched, I didn't really see much else about it, honestly.
I feel like not a lot. I feel like not a lot of marketing, really. No, so I Know What You Did Last Summer. Full disclosure, right off the bat, this is the first one of these that I've seen. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Cody, but you're into slashers and horror movies and stuff, and you sat through all the Scream movies. I know! I'm aware. That's part of why I didn't sit down and watch these. I shotgunned the 6 Scream movies, or 7 however many goddamn Scream movies there were, and I thought, this is kind of a wretched fucking experience, and I don't know if I got it in me to do this again, so I didn't. Alright? Get off I don't have time to watch everything, okay? I'm just a man. I am mortal. I have limitations.
He has a life.
No, I don't.
Look, I'm trying to help elevate your status amongst the internet peeps, okay?
I knew about Thanos before 2012, alright?
That's another callback.
No, I do not. I do not have a life.
Isn't this like a sequel or like a reboot or something along those lines?
It's one of them legacy sequels where it's, it's a sequel in that some of the old cast is back, but it's mostly focused on a new cast.
So it's Twisters.
No, nobody from...
Isn't Twisters also, like, there's references to the original Twister, but within Twisters, it's a legacy sequel in the sense that it's not in the same storyline, but it carries over a good bit from the original movie.
I don't think that's a legacy sequel. I think that's a standalone sequel.
I'm fucking stupid.
No, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure is the thing.
No, standalone sequel would be more accurate to what Twisters is supposed to be.
Maybe. Anyways, I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I put this in one of the most movies of all time.
Oh boy.
And I'll level with you. I think the only difference between this movie and Jurassic World Rebirth in terms of how I reacted to it
is that there's no mutant dinosaurs.
No. I mean, there aren't mutant dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong.
I was just say, it's like, wait, there's mutant dinosaurs in this? Now I have to see this movie.
Yeah, the Distortus Rex shows up in a fisherman outfit. It's great. Where'd he get that giant coat? Who gave him that giant coat? But no, I think the main difference in how I react to these two movies is that because I haven't seen any of the other I Know What You Did Last Summers, I'm pretty sure this is horribly derivative and unoriginal, but I don't have the same visceral go fuck yourself reaction, you know?
Alright.
I've sat through enough of these damn dinosaur movies to be like, fuck, you make billions of dollars and this is the best you could do on the 7th one. Really? This is it. Anyways, I'm not trying to make it about Jurassic World Rebirth. I just don't have an awful lot to say about I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, let me go to the premise.
As I say, do the premise first. I was going to ask if you got any decent notes out of it.
I didn't get a lot of notes, actually. I mean, I took a few. It was really fun tracking my process of trying to figure out who the killer actually was, because you know it's somebody they know.
Right.
I just turned to my Lilo and Stitch notes on accident, and I got, that's a real fucking cute line coming from CPS. Oh, that's good.
See, it's like you turn over, it's just like, I can shred you later.
I miss shredding you, he said. Good God.
Yeah. Good God, the madman.
As you can tell, this is an aggressively mid-movie because I desperately want to talk about anything else.
So let's talk about the premise, then.
Let's talk about what's definitely not in the Epstein files. Anyway.
Alright, this is real bad. This is very bad indeed.
He didn't kill himself, I'll have you know. Okay.
For reals this time.
For real this time.
With
so,
Moxie.
I Know What You Did Last Summer no, this has nothing to do with Hell of a Boss. Quit giving me reasons to get distracted, alright? Like, comment, subscribe, but then shut the fuck up, please.
Right.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back my catchphrase. Wubba lubba dub dub. I am in great pain. Please help. Anyways.
Send help.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. I swear to God this time. It's a movie where just some of the most absolutely fucking unlikable dipshits are involved in an accident that they take great pains to cover up and swear each other to secrecy, and then a year later, some wackadoo in a fisherman slick just starts attacking them one by one, trying to kill them, because apparently they know what they did last summer. So now it's a race to figure out who is this? Who is the person that got hurt by the thing that they did? How are they connected? And how do they save themselves from this horrible and probably actually deserved fate? Because this movie, I don't remember where I've come down on this before, but I feel like this movie has a double-edged sword where the protagonists are all really fucking awful people, and the movie doesn't try to pretend that they're not. And on the one hand, I respect not trying to make me sympathetic to when they die. But on the other hand, it takes too fucking long for them to die, for them to be this insufferable.
The insufferability to death ratio is not aligned correctly in this movie.
No, it's not, because, like, one of them is a professed and then self-admitted Nepo baby empire inheritor.
What?
He's rich. His dad's got money.
Yeah, just say that you're rich. You can just say that you have money.
No, his friend is like, not all of us have some Nepo baby industrial empire to inherit, and he goes, I'm so touched you called it an empire.
Oh boy. Alright.
Yeah, this is the level of dipshit we're dealing with. One of them's in I don't know, I forget what they called it, crypto-cognizant empathy or something. They've got like an astrologer, life coach, empath thing in their life who they consult for decisions, and it's just, man, somebody really needs to fucking kill you, alright?
There's no helping you, there's no therapy, there's no pill or drug you can take, you just need to die. Everything will be better as soon as you die.
One of the characters who's not even part of the main group but just gets wrapped up in it anyway, they have a podcast, so they're automatically the scum of the earth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, everybody.
Oh no, it's our competitors.
No, wait. I know it sounds like the pot calling the kettle black, but what if I told you they were a true crime podcaster?
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we're scum of the earth too. We're podcasters, but we're entertainment podcasters. Hope you're entertained.
If you're not entertained, if this is not what you came here for, please continue to like and subscribe anyway.
Yeah, we could use the engagement, please.
Yes.
I'm very desperate. But, man, I don't even remember half of these characters' names. And they said them, like,
that's
several different times.
So that's actually kind of disappointing in a sense, because it's one thing if your characters are so terrible and unlikable that you just hate them. It's another thing if they're so terrible and unlikable that you can't remember who they are. Because...
No, and, like, they're all distinct. I remember the distinction. It's just, like, you're, I want to say, Logan? Teddy, not Logan, Teddy. Okay.
I was going to say, Logan would just be a trigger for you at that point.
Why did you say that name?
Oh, Jesus.
We're back. We're back to making fun of the Snyderverse now. It's dead.
Yeah.
It can't hurt us anymore.
Nothing dies in our podcast universe.
Not even a little bit. Oh, man.
Or at the very least, nothing stays dead.
Oh, also, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are back as Julie James and Ray Bronson.
I saw that, and again, it's because I've also never seen the original movie or movies or whatever. When I looked at the cast, I was like, why is Jennifer Love Hewitt here? And she's like, oh, she's reprising her role as a previous character. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's part of why this movie doesn't work, because they're clearly trying to hop on the same boat as Scream and Halloween, where it's like, yes, now we're bringing back the old characters as, like, reverent experts in this field of surviving maniac attacks, I guess.
Oh, please, sir. Please enjoy our nostalgia bait. We've...
It's a little tiresome, I'll admit. It's also really frustrating. I guess I can't get into this part, but there's one particular bit where I just went, son of a bitch, they're pulling up... I can't say which franchise, but...
Is it a spoiler if you do?
Oh, it's a spoiler. We're going into spoiler. There's going to be a spoiler section, because I have a new segment I need to start, but it has to be a spoiler one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so Danica, the one with the empath life coach.
I almost said Danica Patrick.
Nah, she ends up breaking off her engagement with Teddy after the incident that happens. And then she gets a new fiancé, Wyatt, who, I swear to fuck, he's got the Superman spit curl going on with his hair. Very distracting.
Nice. Does he wear the underwear outside of his pants?
No, not as far as I know.
Ah.
Literally, the first note I have is I'm already ready for these fucks to die.
Is there anyone even remotely likable or redeemable in this movie?
The killer.
Oh, it's that bad.
Okay, to be fair, to be 100% fair, Ava, played by Chase Sui Wonders, is pretty good. I mean, nobody's bad in this movie. They all do their jobs. It's just most of their characters are written to be such asshole caricatures that I don't...
Fair.
I just hate them by association. She, at least, is the most reluctant to go along with keeping quiet about the whole thing, and she's clearly haunted by it. Not to say the others aren't doing great, but she's clearly she's also our main POV character, so she's the one where we can most clearly see the effects of that trauma. So she gains a lot of sympathy. Not quite enough, but... Oh, also, the deaths are kind of tame and boring.
Oh, really? Isn't this rated R?
Yeah, I mean, I'm desensitized. I've seen a lot of horror movies, alright? So,
Okay.
When I say it's a little tame, I mean... by my standards. It's certainly not, in a violent nature, impale someone with a fishhook, tie it to their head, and pull their head through their stomach.
Oh god, I don't think that'll ever leave me.
No, that's why it's my go-to example.
Fair and valid.
That is why that is my go-to example. It's certainly not bring her back chewing on a fucking steak knife. Ugh, fucking... Ugh. That's one. Like, okay, in a violent nature, the fishhook kill doesn't haunt me for being disturbing. It's just particularly noteworthy and graphic, but I think it's pretty badass.
It's a uniquely creative kill.
Yeah, the thing I just described from Bring Her Back, that's the one that haunts me. That's the thing that keeps me up at night. Not necessarily, like, up at night, but, occasionally if I'm having a particularly if I'm having a particularly clear mind moment, sometimes I just flash back to that and I go, oh, no, stop it.
So what I'm hearing is for me not to see that movie.
I mean, it's quite good. I recommend watching it once. I just don't know that I'll ever do it again.
There's a couple deaths and moments from Hereditary that are like that for me, where
yeah, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah, I'll just be minding my own business, and like one of those moments will pop back up. Like, no, go back in the box. Go back in the fucking box.
To the dark space with you.
Yeah, indeed. No, actually, the dark spaces are the worst thing about Hereditary.
Also, I technically guessed the killer.
How early?
Actually, very early. But
nice.
Then the movie tricked me into thinking I was wrong multiple times, so I'll give it that.
Okay.
But I was right. I was ultimately right. I mean, I was wrong because I hedged my bets and I switched off for something else. Don't be a quitter, kid. Stick to your guns.
Now, is it one of those things where were you like disappointed when it turned out that you were right, or disappointed when you found out that the movie did trick you, given the quality of it otherwise?
I was disappointed in the sense of, oh, if I'd known this was a possibility, I would have stuck to my guns. But I figured they were going to tack on this way.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to be something where it's just like, what's the name of the one movie made by BuzzFeed where it's like two girls who climb up a decrepit radio tower and get stuck?
Oh, Fall.
Fall, yeah, where they reveal the twist in the movie there. And I'm just like, this twist is too fucking good for this movie.
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's not too good for this movie.
Okay.
It's just I didn't know we were allowed to do this. You know?
Gotcha.
I'm really struggling for anything that's not a spoiler. So you know what? Should you go see it? As somebody who hasn't seen any of the I Know What You Did Last Summers, I'm gonna say no. And I feel like if you have seen any of them, the answer is almost definitely no, because this seems like I can't imagine this is demonstrably all that different from any of the other ones. And again, if I was more familiar with the franchise, I'd probably be more upset. But, well, I don't, so I'm not.
Valid.
As it is, it's just dull. So, if you don't want to get spoiled on I Know What You Did Last Summer, make sure to click away in 3, 2, 1. So, I have a new segment.
Oh boy, hit me with it.
Because I've noticed, I keep getting into a habit of thinking that some of these dumb horror movies are gonna... slasher horror, I guess it's a combination horror and thriller, because I mean the kills are kind of horrific, but the thriller element is the mystery of the killer, so okay, I'll count it. I've noticed a pattern in some of these where I keep thinking the movie is smarter than it is, and that it's gonna do something crazier than it is. So, in that spirit, I have a new segment, we'll see how often it crops up, called Stupid Scary Sequel Storyboards. That's it. I tripped up. I had a tongue twister.
Oh no. Alright.
And the idea is, this is where I think the franchise should have gone if it had any balls.
That could be fun. That could be a fun thought exercise.
Yeah, so in that spirit, let me pitch my idea for an I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, alright? So,
Okay.
You and your friends did a bad thing last summer, yeah, and you swore each other to secrecy. Only for a year later, you receive the calling card, somebody knows, and then all of a sudden you and your friends keep getting attacked by some wackadoo in a fisherman slick with a hook and a harpoon gun. Now, you've all lived so far. The only casualties have been random people who just also happen to be there at the time. However, you're all obviously very shaken up. Maybe there's been some injuries. So, you take matters into your own hands. You start trying to connect the dots on this, like you would in any of these horror movies, and try to figure out who the killer is. You think you found the identity, the cops don't believe you and won't do anything because it's a horror movie, and also they're the cops, so... whatever, you're on your own.
Right.
Undeterred, you think you've narrowed down where the killer is hiding, where their base of operations is, so you rally your friends, you make one last stand to take control of your destiny, you barge into their base, and you find a completely random stranger shambling around in a panicked daze, because it turns out you got the calling card on accident, and you accidentally stumbled into some completely unrelated revenge killings.
Oh, that would be so fun. Not to
Thank you.
experience, but to have that happen in a movie. Has no movie ever seriously done something like that?
I don't know that they have.
That's a missed opportunity. It's one of those things, it's right there. I don't know why no one's done it. I can only imagine it's one of those things where it might be hard to make a convincing plot twist or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm stumbling on the ending of how you'd bring it all together. Maybe the last victim is actually the person who was gonna kill you and your friends, so the big fuck you ending, because all slasher and horror movies have one of those, is that, hooray, you saved this person, and now they're gonna start killing your friends for real. But, no, so the reason why this came to me is because a decent chunk of the way into the movie, several attacks from the fishermen later, none of the main cast have died. Danica's new fiancé died, but he wasn't involved in the original cover-up.
Right.
True crime podcaster died, but she wasn't involved with it.
Yes, I thought you were going to abbreviate it as like, true crime is dead.
But she had it coming, because, again, she had a podcast. What a monster.
Oh my god. Wait, does that mean if we get into a slasher movie, because we're podcasters, we're the first to die?
We're marked for death.
Well, yeah, but that means that it follows the stereotype, because I'll be the first one to die then, because I'm the black dude.
And it'll probably kill us both at the same time while we're podcasting. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Also, a random security guard gets killed on the third attack, and at that point I started thinking, for this being a personal vendetta, the killer sure is going out of their way not to kill any of them, and just killing people who don't seem to be related in the slightest. Are we sure it's this group of assholes that the killer is after? Is it going to turn out that fiancé and true crime podcaster and security guard actually had a completely unrelated crime cover-up, and that's what this killer's on about? But no, it turns out it's actually their friend Stevie, who was there with them that night, and who they grew apart from, but they invited her on this ride, and then, while Teddy's screwing around in the road, a truck swerves to avoid him and ends up going off the cliff, and it turns out that it was actually Stevie's boyfriend, I think? So she ends up getting in with the group again after all the tragedy, and she's actually the one going around and killing them. And the reason I thought it wasn't her is because there is a point during one of the attacks where she is clearly outside the building. And so the reason I didn't still suspect her is because they're actually pulling a Scream, in the sense that there are two people doing this fisherman thing, because Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Ray Bronson, has also is determined to help her with this, I guess because his trauma has turned him into a killer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
What to yeah, I was to say, I don't know what to say to that, honestly. It's a whole bit of like, insert joke here. I don't know how to.
There's a pretty good joke at the end of the movie that I'm sure some people are going to get real up in arms about. And it's not it's not the most accurate joke, but it's definitely the kind of joke that I would picture a couple of friends making after a situation like this. Because Danica and Ava both live, and they're having food after getting out of the hospital, and one of them just goes, "I just think this whole thing started because men just can't go to therapy."
Therapy's fucking expensive, first and foremost.
It's like, okay, to be fair, Stevie's the one who with the grudge, and therefore the one who instigated the killing, but also it's a thing of, no, that's an understandable joke, and that's pretty funny, actually.
Fair.
Like, a joke doesn't have to be accurate to be funny.
I'm gonna stop myself from making the joke that just came to my head.
Was it about the Epstein files?
I mean, it was about the president.
Close enough. Anyways. Somehow I'm already almost out of things to say again, I guess. I think most of what I had went into that stupid fucking sequel pitch. Oh, let's see.
Pitch for a standalone movie in that, and the accidental killer in that standalone movie, Dakota Johnson.
Oh, that'd be great, actually. Make her the last victim of the actual targeted group, and the one who's secretly going to be the killer. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Put it on a shirt.
Right.
Yeah, wow, I'm rapidly forgetting a good chunk of this, and the things that I remember I don't really feel like talking about. Wow.
I think that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, no. Maybe I need to bump this down a tier after all. I don't think so. It's not, because I mean...
Is it one of those movies where it's not uniquely terrible, but there's also nothing to write home about?
Yeah, I mean,
Because it sounds like the worst thing about this movie is how insufferable our main characters are.
Yeah, and also just the kills aren't particularly interesting, and they're trying too hard to go meta with it, and I don't know. I don't think I have enough of a reaction to put it in Don't Pay Money to See This. I feel like Don't Pay Money to See This requires either a particularly visceral aversion to the movie that I just don't feel for this one, or it requires me to have not actually finished the movie and walked out, like whatever that one movie from the weekend was.
Right.
And that had Jenna Ortega in it. I couldn't even be bothered to stick around for Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, as I say, it's like, you made a bad movie where you have Jenna Ortega there, and even that's not enough to keep an audience member occupied.
Barry Keoghan was in it, for crying out loud. He wasn't enough to keep me there. So yeah, no, if the fact that I've lapsed back into talking about anything other than I Know What You Did Last Summer is any indication, this is a really short spoiler section, I think, when you get to the nuts and bolts of it. Yeah, it's not really worth it. It's just not. I guarantee you, someday I'm gonna watch maybe I'll watch the original now. Maybe that's what I will do when we are done recording. I will put on the original I Know What You Did Last Summer and just see, is this better? Is this exactly the same?
Is that what we would call a hate watch in this industry?
Not really. I can hate watch things that I haven't seen before because I have a on principle aversion to them, like Zack Snyder's Justice League, but never again.
Never again.
I don't even remember it, never again. It's getting buried in the yard.
I could only make it through the first hour. I was just like, yeah, I can't take this anymore. I gotta go home.
That's fair. So I think that about wraps this up.
Yeah, I'd say so.
In which case, thanks so much for listening, everybody. You know what to do. Tip your servers. Pay your fucking writers. Next week, hopefully we're going to review the Fantastic Four First Steps. And I say hopefully because I'm going to a convention this weekend. I'm basically on vacation. And if I get an opportunity to see it, it's going to be like Sunday evening.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how I'm fitting that into my weekend, too. I definitely think it's not going to be something where we both watch it at the same time.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to go separate, huh?
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
Yes.
That would be interesting. We don't usually see Marvel movies separate.
Yeah, no, it'd be two very distinct takes on a lot of things. That should be either fun and or chaotic.
This is going to be a callback to a video that's not out yet, but you check the news and you just see man sets himself on fire after being disappointed with Fantastic Four movie.
Right.
But regardless of whether or not I self-immolate, this has been Under the Bridge with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Greg.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Flame on!
Also, release the damn files.
Yeah, release the files.
Bye.
Bye.